This is the Audi R8 LMX. It has a 5.2 litre naturally aspirated V10. It does 0 to 62 in 3.4 seconds and has a top speed of 199 miles per hour, which makes this the fastest road-going Audi R8 ever.
Well, technically that was correct in 2014 when this car was launched, and 6 years on, it's not exactly a slouch. You know, it's still faster than the entry-level R8, which of course is rear-wheel drive, and this is all-wheel drive, which makes a big difference, certainly in terms of 0 to 62. And to go any faster than this car in terms of overall performance, you need to buy the R8 Performance Quattro, which is only marginally faster. Amazing, really. Oh, it sounds good as well. I love those little downshifts.
The R8 is often labelled as the sensible supercar. Less flashy than alternatives from the likes of Ferrari or Lamborghini, it could almost be described as understated. But
you knock into sport mode, go down a couple of gears and plant your right foot. There's nothing much understated about that. That is a great noise. There's such a good noise coming from the back. It transforms the car when you stick it in sport mode. It's like a snarling dragon.
But as enjoyable as this is, we're not just out to make some noise and have some fun. We've got an important appointment to attend.
Today, we're going to Goodwood for a very special gathering. 40 years of Quattro, and I think it's going to be a day to remember. And this car's a very worthy car to be involved in a special gathering. It's a very limited edition. It's the last of the first generation Audi R8s, and it's only one of 99 in the whole world. And this one from the Audi Heritage Fleet is pretty much as good as it gets. I've never ever felt so guilty about doing miles in a car in my life, especially a press car. But every mile I do, I just shudder with a little bit of guilt. It's fun though. If that makes up for it, it is fun. LMX stands for Le Mans Exclusive because it was launched at Le Mans in 2014. And like all limited edition cars, it comes with a few little bells and whistles over the standard car that it replaced. And one of its key features, one of the features that Audi were very keen to push, was the fact that this car has lasers. Audi have always been pioneers of lights, both at the front and the back of the car. And this car was designed to be the first production car ever in the world to have laser lights fitted to it. In 2008, Audi fitted LED headlights to a production car for the first time in an R8. In 2012, they fitted the moving turn signals that we see so often now on cars. And then in 2013, they fitted matrix-style headlights. That was on an updated Audi A8, actually, not an R8 this time. So it kind of set the scene for this car to come in 2014 to have laser lights for the first time ever on a production car. However, tragically for Audi, BMW responded that little tiny bit quicker. They delivered 8 BMW i8 the week of Le Mans 2014, so they just pipped Audi in the post to claim the official laser light production car bragging rights. Though I don't suppose Audi would be too bothered, because for me they still are the leaders in automotive light technology. But this car wasn't all about laser lights. It had a lot more to offer as well. It's a very special car. It's almost like an Audi V10++. It gave you a little bit more over the V10 Plus, which was the top of the range R8 at the time. When it was new, it had a base price of £160,000, which was 35 grand more than the V10 Plus. So for your extra £35,000, you of course got your laser lights, you got an extra 20 horsepower. But I tell you what, you'd be hard pushed to notice that on a car like this. You got a snazzy interior, and you got a very nice exterior.
The original R8 always had a rather timeless look about it, and 6 years after this one rolled off the production line, it would still look up to date, parked next to a lot of brand new sports cars. Every one of the 99 LMX were finished in this Ara blue, which would have made speccing it a bit easier, as well as being treated to a host of aero upgrades with front splitter and canyards, as well as a fixed rear wing on the back. Finished in satin carbon fibre, as are the wing mirror caps and the side blades, a feature that really defined the original R8's design. And the interior was just as special.
The inside looks fantastic. It's All black is carried through from the outside, and you've got this blue diamond stitching. But you don't just have the diamond quilted stitching on the seats, you've actually got it on the Alcantara headlining as well. Even the backrests on the rear of the seats are in the exterior colour, the Ara blue colour as well. And it's got a really good luxury feel to it. Audi cockpits have always been a good place to be. There are a few telltale signs that this is a 6-year-old car, and you wouldn't really know unless you look at things like the infotainment system, which just now seems so outdated. It's amazing. I remember when this was changed, and I was horrified that they could possibly change the way you put your sat-nav location in or look at a radio station. And now I look at it, it seems so dated, but at the time I thought they couldn't get any better than this. Amazing, really. And if you cast your mind way back to summer of 2014, it was the year of the Brazil World Cup and England failed to win a single solitary game. Germany went on to take the Jules Rimet Trophy. Taylor Swift released her latest album, Haters Gonna Hate. I've heard Tiff's a big fan of that. You had the Tesla Model S, which was just top of all the consumer reports out there. Direct competition to this, you had the Porsche 911, been around for years, but then you had the McLaren 650S, the Ferrari 458, and the all-new Lamborghini Huracan as well. But that's enough of 2014, because today is all about 1980. 40 years ago, the Audi Quattro came into our lives, and I'm just about to pull into one of the most special places in terms of motorsport, certainly in the UK, Goodwood House. And it promises to be a very special day, but I have no idea what's in store.
What turned out to be in store was a family reunion like no other. The R8 joined a host of cars from the last 4 decades of Audi's lineup, all of which could trace the beginning of their all-wheel drive system to that original 80s Quattro. And together with Audi legends Stig Blomqvist and Tom Christensen, we got to put those Quattro systems to the test, getting a run up the famous Goodwood Hill, which was a bit odd without the crowds, as well as a few laps of the iconic Goodwood racetrack. Let us know in the comments below what your favourite Audi is from the last 40 years.